This is the problem with level 3 public chargers that aren't Tesla ones. And I got Waze in the background to give me any alerts and speed traps and stuff like that. Not that I'm going to be speeding. The front was just littered with bugs. Littered, I mean littered. And that's because we're driving at night. I need to stop in Porthole but not charge. It says 0 minutes. So it wants me to stop in Porthole but not charge. We're in Salisbury, New Brunswick. We've passed over. We're back in Canada. Right away, we're at 250. Really, they should have, it's next to a gas station, which is right over here, but they really should have a light. Okay, Quentin, you want to do the inaugural peeling of the film? We should have done this about a week ago, but we haven't. So here's the factory film coming off the center screen. ASMR. You're really doing it slow.
Wow, that's slow. Mom talked through the whole thing. Wow.
Okay, so this is better. This is morning, and this is a lot better light, a lot nicer. I'm gonna just quickly show you how to use this CCS adapter. Now, the best thing to do on any of these third-party public chargers is sign up on their app, sign into and make up an account, and if they have cards like this, get a card. It's highly advisable, just in case your app doesn't work because you're out of cell range, or your credit card doesn't work for whatever reason. These are the best things to do, because it's a physical thing. It's a tap. There's no there's communication, but there's no like cellular data needed other than what's on the machine itself. So all you do is you tap. There's a screen up here. You tap it, a message will come on saying plug this or plug that into your car, plug this in before. Big sucker, plug this in like this, make sure it's in all the way. It makes a click. Come over here, open this up, and plug it in. It's that simple. Now it's going to talk and communicate. It's going to say, actually, let's go to the screen here. It's saying SAE combo vehicle detected. It's preparing charge tests are in progress. It's making a lot of clicking. Basically, it's handshaking with the car and negotiating everything. And this should go green. As you, oh, hold on, it was green and then went blue. See, these are the little issues every now and then. Charge interrupted, error during charging. Okay, so gotta do it again. I'm not gonna put you through this, but yeah, we're gonna do it again. Figure out what went wrong. Okay, I tried it a second time and now it seems to be working. That's just what happens with these public chargers sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna let this charge up almost to, like I said, 100%. Like I said that last night. Last night when I was here, I didn't charge it all the way because I just wanted to test it to make sure it actually worked. Went back to the hotel and got some sleep. So I'm gonna charge it fully here. What I'm going to do is use that scooter I have, go back to the hotel, have a shower, because I haven't showered. As you can see, I'm still wearing the same clothes as last night. Have a shower, get all refreshed, and get on the road. Oh, have some breakfast, free breakfast at the hotel, and then get back on the road. We're almost there. We're almost at the ferry. And this is what I was saying to Julie. It was essential we get here and have to do the minimum amount of charging on the public infrastructure, because look, just as I was leaving, there's 2 other people waiting to charge, and they're also going to the ferry. So the guy in a red car is after the guy on the left, and hopefully the guy on the left doesn't have to charge long, because the guy on the right in the red car, he may be cutting it close to catch that ferry. This is what I was trying to avoid. This is why the infrastructure for public chargers needs to improve drastically. So we're back in the car, and we're this is our last leg. Like I said, we're going now from here to the ferry. 2.5 hours. Yeah, 2.5 hours. It's going to take us to drive on the highway to the ferry. Then we go on the ferry for 16 hours overnight, so we won't even notice it. Then we get into Newfoundland at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. But let me just say, if I were you and you were planning this trip driving, obviously this is the whole point of this road trip is you're driving, I would, and some people may disagree, that's fine, but I would strongly advise you not to drive on the East Coast, Newfoundland, especially Newfoundland. I heard it's even worse there. Luckily, we have no night trips. New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, even Quebec, from what I've heard. Don't drive at night if you can avoid it. There are so many deer and moose. First of all, there's warning signs everywhere, like telling you, but
Have a bad accident.
yeah, I mean, a moose will kill you. A deer could damage your car and make you lose control and God knows whatever else. But a moose itself, well, I wasn't going to say anything to you because I was driving, you were on your phone. I saw no less than 10 deer at the side of the road, like right at the side of the road. Now a lot of parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia are fenced off, but then there's also a portion or a good portion that isn't fenced off where the wildlife can get onto the roadway. But luckily I didn't see anyone get hit or anything like that. Thankfully, and we were fine, obviously. What I ended up doing, because I was terrified, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little, not terrified, maybe terrified's a bad word. A little excess, yeah. What I did is I found a tractor trailer and they were doing about 105, 110, and I didn't ride its butt, but I went right behind the tractor trailer thinking that will be my metal shield. If it's gonna hit the deer and hopefully not glance off it or anything and come into our lane type of thing, but I was right behind the tractor trailer, and that, whether that physically afforded me any safety or if it was just psychological, it worked. Okay, we're just about to get onto the ferry. We're at the flow charger right here by North Sydney Sobeys, and we're putting our last baby somewhere. Remember, if you find this baby and you're watching this, leave a comment down below. It's almost like a little scavenger hunt or a little geocaching. That's where you want it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're here at the ferry. We're in line. Just it reminds me of the border, the checkout or the customs border. And as you can see, they're all different people with all different vehicles. This one's got a ATV, a couple ATVs. There's some trailers behind me there. There's a tractor trailer in front of this pickup truck. So the original plan was to get on the ferry, like charge up at that Sobeys flow charger till about 50%, at least 50%. But it was taken and busy and going really slow and overheating for the other guy. So this is, once again, this is another problem with these level 3 public chargers. So we're at 39%. We're going to get on the boat with 39. We should be fine to get to St. John's. But once we get into Newfoundland and we do need to stop, we can stop. There's a couple level 3 chargers on the way to St. John's, so we can do that. But if I shut the car down, don't even put Sentry on for the overnight, we should be fine. So this guy didn't really make it.
It's such a cute bird. Look on this side. Is it a hummingbird?
No.
On this side.
Is he still alive? Oh, it's a
fly.
it's a fly eating him.
Watch it with it. Doesn't have to stick up there.
So we are finally here in Newfoundland. The whole thing we've been planning for the whole entire trip. Are you guys happy to be in Newfoundland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been a while.
Oh yeah, it's been a while. It's been 16 hours on the ferry. So we're back in our cars. As you can see, everyone else is in their cars waiting for, what's the term? Debarking? Deporting?
Departing.
No,
Not
we already
departed.
departed.
Departing. So I've put the address of where we're staying. By the time you see this, we'll be gone. So you don't have to look anyways. It's showing that for some reason, I guess the GPS hasn't kicked in yet, because when you're in the middle of the ocean there, everything goes. So I guess as we start driving, the GPS will kick in, and we're actually over here. So it says it's going to take 16 hours. It's not going to take 16 hours. That's what the ferry did. Okay, so we've left the ferry and we've put in our destination, and it's actually calculated and given us the right directions, and the GPS has come alive, and it says we're going to get to our destination with 5%. It first started off at 2 or 3%, and now it's gone up to 5%. It even flirted with 6% at one point. And we got off the ferry. Remember, this is a long-range Model Y, and we got off the ferry with 31%. So if you can get on the ferry with 34, 35, turn everything off, and you get off the ferry with anything more than 31% or 30%, and you need to go to St. John's, you should be fine. Okay, we're in a little place called Holyrood. I don't know. It's in Newfoundland, and it's a charge point charger, as you can see, by Newfoundland Labrador Hydro. They put it in here. I guess it's a federal thing. And a charge point card on your app. That's all you need, or a credit card. You tap it right there, put in the adapter on the CCS, and you start charging. And this one is supposed to be 62.5 kilowatt charger, and right now we're at 51 kilowatts. So it's actually faster than the flows. The flows were only 50, and you were getting like 45 max. So this one's 62.5, and I'm getting 51.50. And we're just gonna go to half. We could have made it all the way to St. John's with 3 or 4%, but we want to do stuff when we get there. We don't have to plug in right away before we wait for our room to be ready at 3. So you know what? We figured we'll come here, take a break. We're only half an hour from St. John's now, and we're gonna charge up for about half hour. It says half hour, or 35 minutes to get us 50%. We don't need 50%, so we'll stay here for half an hour. But good to know it's working. And this CCS adapter by Tesla through Korea comes in clutch, comes in very, very handy. The most eastern point of North America. You guys and me are the most eastern people in North America. That is the water right there. We could go down here, but that's too dangerous. We want to keep it safe, so we got to go all the way back up these rocks. Okay, we are back on mainland in Nova Scotia, North Sydney to be exact, on our way to Halifax, and we just got off the ferry. And beware, when you get off the ferry, sometimes this happened last time we were in Newfoundland, but it caught on a lot quicker. The GPS takes a while to recalibrate. Right now it's saying we're in northern Quebec up there, when we should be actually down here. So maybe a reboot. Pull over to the side of the road and reboot. Thank God I've got the center screen by hand show, so I can get Google Maps going up here. So I do know where we're going. And I will just wait for this to recenter, or maybe I'll just do a 2-button reset. So I ended up rebooting the 2-button reboot, and the main MCU screen is rebooting, as you can see. The good thing with the hand show center screen is when that reboots, this stays on and it's still connected by CarPlay, and it still shows my navigation. So another added bonus of getting the hand show center screen. Okay, now we're here at Enfield, Nova Scotia. The one, well, it used to be the one supercharger in Nova Scotia. Now they've got a new Minas. But you know what? After a whole week on Newfoundland, and being, even before Newfoundland, the day before, being on public chargers, it's so refreshing to see these kinds of speeds. Look at that speed, 141 kilowatts. That's amazing. So we're gonna charge up here before we go to downtown Halifax, and we're all set. We're in Halifax. This is literally 4 times the speed that we're getting now than when we were getting the speeds we were getting at that other public charger. I forget where it was. The one just before this. We'd max out at 35 kilowatts. Now we're getting 140. It's unbelievable. So a quick traveling tip when you're traveling on a road trip like we are. I mean, obviously the front is very important for storage and stuff like that, and you can utilize it greatly. So I'm not saying don't use it, but do not put anything very valuable that you need on your trip that you can't do without, especially if you're stopping over like nights in different hotels like we are. Don't put anything in there that you can't do without, because just in case, it never fails. Sometimes when you're on a road trip, the worst thing to happen. This actually malfunctions, the actual mechanism in there for releasing the catch and release and everything like that. Catch and release, sounds like fishing, but the mechanism down here that releases the lock, every now and then, it happened on my 3, and it hasn't happened on a Y, but I've heard it happen on some people's Ys. It sometimes fails, and then sometimes you can fix it by getting in here and overriding it. That's the emergency override from the tow hook location there. But just to be safe, a nice tip is don't put anything that you absolutely valuably need in here. Use it, I'm not saying don't use it. It's very, you know, it comes in handy, but just be careful. Put everything in the back where you have full access to it in the event that this ever malfunctions. We're here at Supercharger in Quebec, and as you can see, everything's going electric. We have an electric motorcycle. This is a weird looking motorcycle. I haven't seen this before. It says BMW. Is it a BMW? It's a BMW Motorrad. Looks like more like a more of a scooter or moped than a motorcycle. But look, it does regular level 2 J1772 charging, and it's charging up. Nice. Okay, we're stranded. We're in Cornwall, Ontario. One of the last charges that we have to do before we get back home, and we were coming here, and it told us to come here, navigated us and everything. And when we get here, like the light before, it starts to redirect us to Castleman, and we're wondering why. And then I checked it, and it says that it's out of service. Let me show you. And by the way, I'm here with about 6 other Tesla owners, all in the same boat. We're waiting here. We pulled up here thinking maybe it was wrong, and it wasn't wrong. Everyone else is stranded here too, and they're waiting. Now it says we can go to Castleman. We have enough charge to go to Castleman, thankfully. So if this is long term, we can do that. Okay, electric circuit, your app's not working. Now this is getting serious. We're running out of range. So on PlugShare, it says we can get to Canadian Tire, here in Cornwall, there is an Electrify Canada. So we're gonna do that. Okay, Electrify Canada for the win and to the rescue here. We're using the CCS adapter, 350 kilowatts. This was 5 minutes away from the superchargers. They're still down. And like I said, that electric circuit thing didn't work. So we're at the Canadian Tire here in Cornwall and it's working. Let's see. Yeah, so we're pulling 117 kilowatts. So that's pretty good. That's better than any of the third-party public chargers we had out east. So we'll charge up here and Electrify Canada to the rescue.
Well, there you have it, folks. You can go from Toronto to all the way to the east coast of Canada. 5,032 kilometers round trip. Total energy was 952 kilowatt hours, and the consumption, it was great, 189 watt hours per kilometer. And you can do the majority of the trip on superchargers and a little bit on the third-party chargers, as you can see with that little hiccup at the end in Cornwall, but we managed and